Good morning. I'd like to welcome everybody to the United Methodist Church this morning on this beautiful, beautiful day. I especially would like to welcome any guests that we have in the congregation today. At this time, we are going to have announcements. If you have an announcement, please come forward up here to the mic where Rita is at.
Good morning. We had a great celebration Sunday last Sunday, and I just want to thank all those who participated in the brunch and also in giving us your commitment card. And I'm here just to say that if you were not here last Sunday and would like to give us your commitment card today, you can hand deliver it to me or fold it and put it on my desk in my office, or if you put it in the offering plate today, just fold it up, and I will be collecting the offering plates and taking those out before the money counters see anything. So everything is in privacy for you. So thank you very much.
I would like to welcome everyone to come to the Wolf Creek Players production of Spirit this afternoon at St. Joseph's Building. And the performance is at 2. We are also performing next weekend, if you can't make it this afternoon, Friday night at 7 and Saturday night at 7. And also next Sunday again for a matinee at 2 o'clock. And we'd love to have you come and enjoy the show with us.
Woo. Nice. Tuesday is a federal holiday. Postal employees are recognized those. We get the day off. But, you know, I don't take it lightly myself. I'm very patriotic. It is Veterans Day. And to me, it's one of the more important holidays of the year. And I just can't go through this service without maybe recognizing anyone who has served our country. Would you please stand? Give them a round. God bless America.
I do have a couple announcements. Next Sunday, we will be doing the dedication for the Operation Christmas Child boxes. So if you have not returned those boxes, please go ahead and do so as soon as possible. And then also later this month on Sunday, November 30th, we will be doing Hanging of the Greens following church. So right after worship, we will decorate the church for the Christmas season, and we will also have a lunch following that at noon. Okay, we are going to go ahead and start with our service. Thank you, choir. That was beautiful. One of my favorite songs. Thank you. Okay, we are going to do the call to worship. God of justice. Okay, they want a do-over. God of justice. Enlighten us. Keep us ready, aware, and present. Come, let us worship God. We're going to sing hymn 388, the first three verses of "O Come and Dwell in Me," and it's in the red hymnal. Be seated. Let's say the unison prayer together. May you give us endurance, patience, and commitment, O God, to do your work on earth. May you encourage us to wait for you to inspire, fill, and encourage us to do your work on earth. We are your people, O God. May we continue with stamina, hope, faith, and love to do your work on earth. Amen. Okay, and we are going to sing the last verse of hymn 388, O Come and Dwell in Me. You may be seated. We have the honor this morning of getting to hear Pastor Jim Davis speak for us. Well, Pastor Linda is away at Lay Leaders.
She's sick.
Oh, she's sick.
It's a good thing this was planned because she couldn't have made it.
So let's keep Pastor Linda in our prayers of healing.
Yeah, Pastor Linda is as sick as I've ever seen her, and maybe as sick as ever. She's got a flu bug that's really bad. Several years ago, you may remember there was a lot of talk about lost gospels, some ancient writings that we just have scraps of, and we don't have we'll get there in a minute. That we only have scraps of, or gospels that didn't make it into our Bible. And some people thought, well, they're just making that up out of whole cloth. But we've got some evidence that there were a lot of Gospels around, some things that didn't get into our Bible, I think for good and sufficient reason. But the Gospel of Luke, according to Luke, has these words in the first 4 verses. Inasmuch as many have undertaken to compile a narrative of the things which have been accomplished among us, many have, just as they were delivered to us by those who from the beginning were eyewitnesses and ministers of the word, it seemed good to me also, having followed all things closely for some time past, to write an orderly account for you. And then it's addressed to, O most excellent Theophilus. We don't know whether Theophilus was a real person or not. Theophilus means a lover of God, so it may just mean us, or it may have been an actual person. Most excellent Theophilus, that you might know the truth concerning the things of which you have been informed. Okay, now, not quite used to moving around up here and that sort of thing, so I really appreciate this opportunity to preach today on this topic. I've been working on this topic for about 50 years, and it gives me a chance to talk about the most important book in my life, this one right here. You can see it's had some wear, and it's even been repaired with duct tape. But this book changed my whole life. It was maybe 1949 or 1950. I'm not sure. I'm going to call it 1949. And I was in college and studying pre-med, and I had enough tough courses, so I thought, well, I'll take a little lighter course, and I'll take this course, Religion 102, Life and Message of Jesus. Well, it turned out that maybe I took the course because I thought it might be a snap, and it wasn't a tough course, but it introduced me to this book. And this was the life and teachings of Jesus, and they said, we're going to use the Bible in order to teach this course, and what we're going to do is take this gospel. Why don't you go to the next slide, because it's got a picture of that's what this thing looks like. It has Matthew, Mark, and Luke in parallel columns and shows how they are so similar in so many different ways. That may be a new idea to you, but it's not a new idea to Bible scholars. Augustine, who was the bishop of Hippo in 354 AD, 354, noticed this, and he called these 3 Gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, the Synoptic Gospels, because they have the same view. Syn, same, optus, view, synoptic. Now, that may be a new term to you, but the Bible scholars have been working with that one for hundreds and hundreds of years. Now, there are some differences among the gospel, of course. We have the gospel according to Matthew, the gospel according to Mark, the gospel according to Luke, the gospel according to John. We would expect there be some differences, otherwise we just have one, right? Well, and by the way, the gospel of John doesn't fit. Just plain does not fit. It is not parallel in the same kind of sense. John has some stories that aren't in the Synoptic Gospels. John uses different words. We'll see in a minute that there are lots of places where the Synoptic Gospels are exactly word for word. John, not so much. He kind of tells it in his own way, and in many ways, John's gospel is not gospel in the same sense at all. It's more a theological reflection. If you notice in the Gospel of John, he's going along, and then he's got kind of a running commentary that Jesus knew this from the beginning, or that Jesus did this in order to show that. Jesus did this because something. So he's got this kind of theological running commentary going in addition to the biography. So John kind of works at two levels, and you read John as a commentary, his theological reflections. John was a mystic.